gonna start off my eyebrows using the Urban Decay Brow Blade in Brunette Betty. I'm gonna use the pencil side to kind of start off and shape my brow. Then I'm gonna flip it over and use the felt tip side to kind of be a little bit more precise in the front of the brow and create those realistic strokes of hair. Next, I'm going to be using my Urban Decay Brow Ink Gel. This is in Neutral Nana, and I'm going to do this to kind of just polish up and hold my brow hairs in place. I'm going to be using my Velvet Matte Concealer from Makeup Forever in 2.3, and I'm just going to carve out underneath my brow bone, dragging that concealer all the way down the brow bone and onto the lid so I have a nice even base to start out with. So for my crease shade, I'm going to be using the shade Haze from the 420 Melt palette. This is just such a pretty neutral taupey color that I'm just going to start off with this and see how it goes. I decided to go into my Naked 2 palette from Urban Decay, and I used the shade Chopper to place all over the lid. So I'm using the Sephora Collection Glide Liner in White Snow to cut my crease. Next, I'm using like a small dense buffing brush to kind of just blend out that eyeliner a little bit. Over top of that, I went in with a Metal Crush eyeshadow from KVD called Thunderstruck. Then I went in with the shade Ranch from the Conspiracy palette. It's just a very bright, shimmery white. It's probably one of the brightest ones I have, so that's why I chose to go over top of the KVD and mix the shades. Going back in with that same fluffy crease brush that I used for the transition shade, I'm just kind of a little bit more dimension around the eye area, just at the outer corner and in the inner corner. Here was where you were supposed to see me do my eyeliner, but I kind of just bent down out of frame, so I've left y'all with my forehead. Going in with my Huda Lifeliner, I'm using the retractable pencil side so I can tightline and also take that into my waterline. So for the rhinestones, I used just like a duo clear lash glue and dotted that on with a like disposable eyeliner brush so that I could have like kind of control where I put the glue. And then after a few seconds, I would go and put the rhinestone on. So to prep my face, I'm going to go in with the Smashbox Photo Finish Vitamin Glow Primer. It's filled with vitamins B, C, and E, and it just gives you a really healthy glow underneath your makeup. Next, I'm using my Urban Decay Correcting Fluid in Peach. I love this corrector just because the formula is so thin and blends out so easy and is perfect to like color correct any of like the darkness under my eyes. I usually always blend this out with my finger so I can warm up the product and blend it out a little bit better than using a brush, but sometimes I use a brush too, it just depends on the day. Next, I'm going to go in with my Huda Beauty foundation in Cheesecake. This is a very matte full coverage foundation. It's beautiful, I'm obsessed with it. I don't know why I started applying my foundation like this, but I kind of just use my finger to tap it in. Using my Makeup Forever Velvet Matte Concealer, I am just starting to place that in the inner corner and outer corner of my eye and kind of blending it together. Now I'm going to do a little bit of sculpting with one of my favorite contour products right now is the Huda Beauty Tantour. It's in medium. It's such a beautiful like cream to powder finish. I am obsessed with this. It blends out so good. Usually I kind of use my finger, but I just decided to use a brush this time since it was a little faster. But yeah, it's one of my favorite products right now for like contouring. For blush, I'm using Rare Beauty Blush in Grace. It's the matte formula. This is a really pigmented blush. I actually went and started off on the back of my hand and blended it out with my finger to kind of help with that, but I ended up going over with my foundation brush to blend it out even more. So for highlighter, I didn't want to do anything super bold. I just kind of went in with a Becca Shimmering Skin Perfecting Fluid, or I forget what it's called, but it's just very subtle. It kind of didn't really translate that much on camera, but in person it's a really pretty product. To set my makeup, I used my Laura Mercier translucent powder in Honey, and I just kind of started off under the eye area, the forehead, pretty much the T-zone. I always make sure I set really well. And then I kind of just very lightly brushed across the rest of my face so that I can go in with powders. For my lip pencil, I'm using a NYX pencil in Nude Beige to kind of overline my top lip, but really just kind of keep it pretty close to my natural lip, I guess. So for my lip concoction, I'm starting off with my soft matte lip cream from NYX in Abu Dhabi. Then I'm using my NYX matte lipstick in Dainty Days. It's just a little bit brighter. I want to use this color to kind of just like plump up the middle of my lips. Okay, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I really like how this look turned out. Let me know in the comments down below if you think I did a good job or if it was close. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.